WWE contracts aren't short. They can go on forever and have clauses you had no idea existed. For one, did you know that lawsuits against WWE can only happen in Connecticut? If for whatever reason somebody wants to sue WWE, it can only happen in the state of Connecticut, where the company headquarters are situated. The only exception to this rule was when Owen Hart died in 1999 and the legal battle took place in Missouri, the state where his tragic passing happened. Apart from that, it can only happen in one state, and that's Connecticut. WWE earns a percentage of what a superstar makes from outside projects. That's right, the independent contractor label has been controversial for years now, with even ex-superstars taking the company to court over its misleading definition of it. One of the clauses in the WWE contract states that a superstar must reimburse the company for administrative costs. This works specifically when a superstar's wrestling name, owned by WWE, is credited for said project. Wrestlers also have to pay for their own costumes and wardrobes. While we've seen many wrestlers over the decades come out in unique and often iconic costumes, did you know that the expenses aren't given by WWE? The contract explicitly states that superstars are responsible for their own expenses when it comes to costumes, wardrobe, makeup, and so on. But that's perhaps not as frustrating as the fact that wrestlers have to pay for their own travel, lodging, and food while on the road. While it's likely different for international tours that are more curated, the live event circuit is brutal for WWE superstars because it involves them driving from town to town throughout the year. The worst part of it is that the rental cars, the hotels, and the food all have to be paid for by the superstars themselves in a clause that has been criticized for years now. A less controversial clause is the fact that WWE is allowed to sell superstars merchandise even after their release. Since WWE owns most superstars' intellectual property, it should come as no surprise that the contract states that the company is allowed to sell any merchandise related to a superstar even after they are released. World territory and term lengths. The WWE contract states in a straightforward way that the territory covered by the contract is the world. Term lengths of the contract can differ from superstar to superstar. Forbes stated that they can range from 1 year to 7 years, although some superstars have had a 20-year contract. Some but not all deals include automatic 1-year renewals. WWE contracts make it clear that they cannot be sued for injury. While the company spares no expense in the medical treatment of superstars who suffered injuries in the ring, there is a pretentious clause that ensures that WWE has no responsibility for superstars getting injured in the ring. This was challenging in 2014 and 15 when a collective of many former WWE superstars like Road Warrior Animal, Luther Reigns, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, and Mr. Fuji, among many others, filed a lawsuit against WWE for concussion damages suffered over the years. The lawsuit challenged the independent contractor status, although it ultimately ended in WWE's favor, with the Supreme Court even refusing to have a hearing from the other superstars in 2021 without giving any explanation whatsoever. Zero compensation after death. You can be the one to decide how controversial this clause is. WWE contracts state in clear writing that once a wrestler dies, their successors are entitled to no further compensation. Some would argue that it's a classless move because superstars literally risk their lives for the company and fans' entertainment night in and night out. The other argument, I guess, on WWE's side would be that WWE owes nothing to the superstars and that their successors shouldn't automatically be guaranteed some sort of compensation. What do you guys think is right? You're probably aware of the 90-day non-compete clause, but did you know there is a secret 1-year non-compete clause? This clause specifically refers to when WWE releases a superstar for breach of contract. A breach of contract happens when a superstar violates WWE's drug policy, unless you're Brock Lesnar, habitually appears late, fails a physical exam, or isn't able to perform due to overall lack of fitness. In these cases, superstars have to immediately forego any payment received and aren't allowed to sign for any American wrestling promotion for 1 year. Brock Lesnar challenged the non-compete clause after his NFL dream failed to come to fruition. Lesnar, for reasons unknown, had a 6-year non-compete clause in wrestling, and 1.5 years after he left WWE, he signed with New Japan Pro Wrestling. It led to a lawsuit where WWE tried to stop him from wrestling altogether, but they failed to do so on multiple occasions. You're probably wondering about WWE salaries and base payments. Every superstar has a base payment amount that is agreed to, which can range from hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions for superstars like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. WWE claims that the average main roster star who isn't a main eventer earns $500,000, which could be a lot or a little depending on who you ask. Triple H's 2012 executive salary was $1.1 million, with an additional $1.65 million for his in-ring performances. However, one secret clause that very few know about is the fact that base salaries are subject to change depending on injury. For example, if a superstar is injured for longer than 6 weeks, WWE reduces their base pay to 0.5% for every live event and TV taping that is missed. That's going to do it for this list today, everybody. Please sure to like, share, and subscribe. You guys know what to do. Until next time, peace.